So do you know that end scene, like the last panel where the Eren bird came and the series ended? Actually, fuck you, because really, she wore that scarf in the next panels. She brings her husband, who is probably Jean, with a kid to visit Eren's grave. Imagine being Jean here. You have a wife, you are settled down, and she says, let me bring you to my dead lover's grave. The one who massacred 80% of the population. Yeah, that one. And so she's still wearing his scarf. Imagine this, Jean's having sex with Mikasa, right? And she says, oh yeah, let me call you Eren. Oh yeah, I'll wrap that scarf around you as many times as you want when you go down on me. That's what sex with her is gonna be like when you're Jean. There is a scene. She is like 80 years old. She is still wearing the scarf, that same scarf. She is like 80. She is literally in her goddamn grave, in a wheelchair, wearing that scarf. She has 3 generations of family there at the tree, okay? And she's still wearing that fucking scarf. It gets worse though, because if you didn't think it get worse, it does. The worst part is, let's take a look at the goals established throughout the entirety of the story. Eren's main goal is to eradicate all the Titans, which in 139, he did, right? In some magical fucking Halu-chan shit, suddenly the Titan power's gone. That was fine. That's fine. That's cool, right? I'm happy with that. Good for him. The second goal was to protect Paradis from all the rest of the world, and that's what 80% of the population was massacred for. However, according to these leaks and what has been shown, what actually happens is that Paradis is destroyed, which, well, sucks for Eren, because that's one of his goals that didn't happen, that we thought would happen. The second and biggest one is that the grave where Eren is at, it turns into another Ymir tree, and then Boruto, Next Generations, comes and sees the tree, which means the power of the Titans is back, okay? Titans are back. So not only did Eren not get the puss, he didn't protect the island, but most of all, Titans are back, and we set up Boruto the Next Generation for Attack on Titan. To top this all off, at the end of all these pages, there is a scene, an alternative universe scene, where Mikasa, Armin, and Eren are at the theater. They finish watching their movie, and they talk about how amazing the ending of it was, and a meta commentary on how the ending of Attack on Titan was fantastic. And at one point they literally say, don't pay attention to the discussion boards, because they're just the voices in the dark or some shit like that. And it's literally saying, these people overanalyzed my story and are idiots. Don't pay attention to them, because my amazing writing here, where everything I write is basically retconned, is the best. And any discussion interpretation, yeah, don't listen to them. Amazing writing. Really, when you think about it, Attack on Titan's revised ending is just a meta commentary on Isayama and the story itself, right? After the last chapter, half people were like, oh, this ending's amazing. The other half were like, oh, this is dog shit. And so there's this division. It's kind of like the Marleyans and the Eldians, right? But here's the thing. Eren attacking Marley represented 139, where the fanbase is divided. But then the rumbling is the revised pages here. Think about it. With the revised ending, Isayama has become Eren, and the fanbase has become the Alliance. The unification of the fanbase and believing that the ending is dog shit. Fanbases need a devil to rise above their humanity and truly unify them in realizing when a story is shit. This ending has looped around so hard. 139 was bad, but with these revised pages, it is looped so hard around that it somehow has become a masterpiece. Attack on Titan has become peak fiction, simply by virtue of how dog shit this ending is, and I'm all for it. Isayama has become our devil.
Zekken has come out with some leaks, and the leaks are hilarious. For me, who somebody hated the ending, dude, I cannot stop laughing. If you loved the ending, if you thought okay with it, it's gonna be worse for you. So some of the leaks include Mikasa visits Eren's grave with her husband and child, and the husband kind of looks like Jean from the back. So if you were a Mikasa Eren shipper, if you believed in eternal true love, looks like Mikasa Jean is a thing. But that's not even the best part. That's not even the best part. I personally think Eren was retconned by the end. Everything just did not make sense. His entire character was the 180. Basically, you have to go against his inner monologue for 139 Eren to make sense. But, you know, people who love the ending are just like, no, this was who he was all the time. He left the world for Armin to save Paradise and bring peace. Well, let me tell you, Paradise Island was destroyed because of the war, but the power of Titans did not disappear. So everybody who hated the ending, who said Eren went against this character, that he did not secure Paradise's future, that he did not save his people, yada yada yada, well, we were right. Apparently, it is canon that Paradise Island is destroyed. The power of giants did not disappear. do? What did the Alliance do? Did it? What? This Attack on Titan is the gift that keeps on giving. Dude, this is parody. This is Parody Island. This is my comedy. Oh, whatever. Oh my god, dude. If the Titan powers did not get if they didn't disappear, Eren didn't achieve anything. Paradise destroyed. The Titan powers still exist. Mikasa, what's it called? The Alliance failed, obviously. If the Paradise destroyed, it means the peace talks failed. If Titan powers didn't disappear, it means Eren failed. And if Mikasa, has a kid with a Jean, well, dude, if you love the ending, Isayama came up to you and just bent down over you and took a giant shit in your mouth. If you spent the last month defending the ending... Oh my god, this is hilarious. Dude, this is peak comedy. I'm having the time of my life. I didn't even know how it could get worse. I mean, for me, it's just better, because I don't care. It's just funny. But it's like, to think it could possibly get worse for the people who actually enjoyed it, who were shipping Eren Mikasa, and had that scene with the bird, Eren as a bird, and like, guys, eternal love, blah, blah, blah. The Alliance, they're gonna achieve peace, and Eren's sacrifice was worth it. It makes...
I didn't expect to make this video. Didn't think I'd do it. Everything I said about Hajime Isayama, I take it back. He's an absolute mad lad. He's a legend. He just saved the series. I have to do a video on this because he won't let it die either. So if he's not going to let it die, I shouldn't be enabling this behavior, should I? So the final chapter of Attack on Titan came out 2 months ago. There's been some backlash, but there were a lot of people, the chapter 139 apologists, who refused to see that it's objectively inconsistent and shoddy writing. They refused to see it. I played nicely in that last video. The apologists refused to see it. Would even say how they enjoyed the chapter and happy in ending and whatever. So Isayama clearly wasn't satisfied with this. So he released an extra 8 pages that's going to come out with the final volume to ruin it for even the apologists. Quite frankly, I'm happy about that. Good. I'm glad your ending got ruined by the 8 extra pages he added. Let's go through. What did he add? Mikasa sees Ymir. At this point, Mikasa was the true main character of Attack on Titan, just so you're all caught up. Your love must have felt like a never-ending nightmare. All the lives that were taken can never be regained, but it's only because you brought your children into this world that I stand here today. So 2,000 years of torment, brutality, millions of people probably cumulatively killing each other. All right, no big deal, I guess, because, well, I'm here. This conversation with Ymir adds nothing, solves nothing, means nothing, entirely redundant. He could have tried to tie up some plot holes with the 8 extra pages, but no, I'm just gonna add in a bunch of nothing. This Ymir doesn't even speak. Useless. The final pages that he added have no dialogue. That's amazing. No dialogue in an epilogue. It's Mikasa and is this Jean? Good for her. They've got a baby and they're laying flowers at Eren's grave, and Eren's grave tree has turned into a bigger tree, and now Mikasa is an old woman with her family, bringing them for the annual can we go see Eren's grave. Imagine being Jean and we're just running on the assumption this could be the farmer that fucked Historia. Who knows? But imagine being Jean and being ignored by this girl for years, and then she finally decides to settle for you because her one true love dies after killing 80% of humanity, and every year she drags you to go visit his grave. What a simp. There is Mikasa in her deathbed, still wearing that scarf. How it's held up after all these years. Maybe the scarf was the true main character of Attack on Titan. And then in the next panel we see some fighter bomber jets just blowing up Paradis, and there's the destruction, but the tree is still standing. So we've had 139 chapters, largely revolving around how Eren can try to save his friends on this island that he's grown up, his home, and it was all for nothing because it gets blown up anyway. Oh, well, at least, Mikasa clearly got to live out a long life, so probably did. Well, there's nothing about Armin in these final chapters, so whatever, and I don't care about him anyway because he sucks. Good job, Armin, sorting out peace between. See, the apologists that said Eren's destroyed 80% of the world, so they're not going to be able to bomb Paradis or retaliate. Ta-da! So just destruction leveled completely, and then here's this child with their dog finding the tree. Attack on Titan, the end. So this tree, Ymir enters this tree through this entrance in the tree, falls down, and that's when the parasite, the Halu-chan, attaches itself to Ymir, starting off the, 2,000 year curse, yada yada yada. Eren's head was buried here. Now there's a tree identical to the tree that Ymir fell into. There are some people saying, oh, it's just symbolism. It's not just, yes, it's symbolism, but also it's left open-ended. Izayama could very much, in a few years' time, create Shingeki no Kyojin Next Generation. This directly opens up for a sequel. A young child finding the tree. Oh, it's symbolic for like how the cycle of hate and violence just never ends. What was the point of Attack on Titan? What was the overarching point? Just violence never ends. Did we need 139 chapters of essentially nothing now, seeing as nothing got resolved? From this, I am going to assume that the Titan curse didn't go away. It's still there. It's not just, oh, it's just symbolic because it's symbolic. No, that is the same tree that Ymir fell into, so the curse is still clearly there and people are still blowing each other up. What was the point?
Ladies and gentlemen, the additional pages have officially come out, and wow, we were right all along, everybody. This ending is garbage, confirmed by Isayama himself, and man, this is wow. I mean, of course we were right. We knew we were right. Everyone, protect yourselves, protect your kids, protect your wives, protect your parents, protect your families, because the EM shippers, EM worshippers, they're gonna go on an absolute riot. They've been defending this trash ending 139 with their absolute lives, only for their god Isayama to come out and say, nope, nah, yeah, this ending was trash. You guys are just dumb. You guys are sheep. It's glorious. They were the real deal. No alternate universe, no Eren, Armin, Path's dream. These are absolute 100% real. We're just gonna go through them together. I already read it, but I want to do it with you guys, the people. We had to endure the absolute toxicity from the EM worshippers because the discourse around 139 was so bad. They didn't even care about the story. They only cared about Eren and Mikasa being canon, as evidenced by the reactions from when the leaks came out. Oh, this ending is trash. Eren and Mikasa is not canon anymore. How can Mikasa move on? She's a hoe. John, Eren died for nothing. Oh my god, they're so mad right now. They're so mad right now. All the creators who were defending 139, I can't wait to see their reaction to this. So, long intro. We start off with Armin Alarm giving his Talk no Jutsu response. I mean, is it really Talk no Jutsu anymore? Because 139 defenders were saying, oh, of course the Paradis is not gonna get bombed or destroyed. Armin is gonna talk his way out of it. He's gonna Talk no Jutsu his way out of it. Armin did not talk his way out of it. He did not talk his way out of it. So this is when the additional pages come in. We have Mikasa and Ymir interacting. Just look at this dialogue right here by Mikasa. So it was you, the one viewing the world through my eyes all this time. Now again, this is a rough translation. This isn't like the official thing that came out, but I've seen other translations where Mikasa says that, oh, it was you like messing with my head, basically indicating that Mikasa's headaches were coming from Ymir. Who knows? You know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where the dialogue is going on here because it's dumb. It's dumb. So it was you, the one viewing the world through my eyes all this time. I think your love was that of a long nightmare. The past lives will never return, but thanks to the lives you gave birth to, here I now stand. This is some of the greatest dialogue ever in fiction. We see Ymir thinking, daydreaming of a reality where she never, got in front of the spear that was headed towards King Fritz, and instead she let him die, and she's hugging her daughters, crying. I mean, whatever. Here are these little biscuits from Isayama himself where I dream about never jumping in front of the spear. So, I mean, this does nothing. Again, it's whatever's. It does nothing. It's not like it like brought her character back from absolute trashness. Mikasa says, rest in peace, Ymir. And then Ymir vanishes from her 2,000 years on Earth. Yeah, and then we see Mikasa walking to Paradis. Again, this is the funniest thing ever. Like I said in my past videos, we were made to believe that Mikasa just took Eren's head from that island all the way back to Paradis, meaning she had to cross an entire ocean with a decapitated head. How? I don't know. But okay, whatever. So then with the additional pages, we have Mikasa, her husband, and her child at Eren's grave. Now, whether it's John himself, I don't even know. It doesn't even matter anymore. Bro, it could be Connie. It could be Connie. Or it could be the farmer. It looks like John. It's John's hair. It's John. It's John. It's not confirmed, but whatever. So she moves on. Oh my god. The Eren Mikasa worshippers are gonna riot over this. All of them with the wheelchair right here and the tree. And the Eren Mikasa worshippers were just going crazy. They were having a complete nuclear meltdown. They were at DEFCON 5 over when it was like still leaked. But now that this is official, wow. So yeah, we see Paradis has modernized. So yeah, Mikasa's old. She has like a crane. And then this panel is Mikasa dying, wearing that raggedy ass scarf that hasn't been washed since she was 8 years old. But okay. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment that I have been waiting for. Ever since 139 came out, each video I said, Paradis is going to be destroyed. Eren died for nothing. Armin isn't going to talk his way out of it. The outside world still hates Paradis. They hate them even more now that they got 80% of them massacred. But again, I still couldn't comprehend the fact that people actually thought Armin and Paradis were safe. They really thought Armin was going to talk his way out of it. So now we got probably the greatest panel in Attack on Titan. Paradis gets carpet bombed. In this panel where they get carpet bombed, they're like in the 2000s. They got high-rise buildings. They got anti-aircraft artillery. And we see the outside world just going through Paradis and just carpet bombing them. I literally said in my Eren analysis video how 139 ruined Eren's character. I literally said in that video that all the outside world needs to do, get their military infrastructure back in place. And as soon as they do that, they're gonna invade Paradis. They're gonna kill Paradis. And look what we have here. We have like 60, 70 years in the future to the point where now they have stealth bombers carpet bombing Paradis. Armin did not save the day. Eren died for no reason. This panel basically is Isayama confirming that this entire chapter was trash. This is him saying, yeah, you know what, I ruined Attack on Titan, so yeah, we were right all along, everybody. We were right all along. And then we do another mini time skip where Paradis is like so destroyed now that like no, everyone's dead. But then we got what I presume to be Mikasa's child or grandchild. We see them walking through the rubble of Paradis. Everyone's dead. You could just, all the like plant life is taking over. And then yeah, everybody, officially the last page of Attack on Titan, the story that we've been reading since forever, the story that we, you know, cried over, the story we loved, the story we told our friends about, our family members about, the story that we've been engaged with since forever. It ends with this random kid and Old Yeller walking up to the tree where Eren's grave was. Presumably, we're supposed to believe that he goes into that tree and gets the hallucinogenia, starting Titans again. I've seen like rumors saying that this is like hinting at a sequel. So presumably this kid is gonna go into that, meet up with hallucinogenia. This kid is gonna be the new god of the new Emir making Titans, and presumably he's gonna go and destroy the outside world. Who knows if the sequel is gonna come out, if that's actually true, or if it's just rumors or not. But yeah, that's how Attack on Titan ends. This is how Eren Yeager's story ends, with the random kid walking him to his grave. I mean, just look at the panel where Paradis gets carpet bombed. This is the greatest panel in Attack on Titan. Forget about the panel where Commander Erwin is standing on those bodies. Forget the panel where Eren is in his father's ear telling him to kill the Reese family. Forget the panel where Eren frees Amir in 122. And you know what? Remember that Freedom panel? Well, the panel that people were saying is the greatest shonen panel ever? Yeah, no, not anymore. Because this panel where Paradis is getting carpet bombed is not only the greatest panel in shonen, it's just the greatest panel in manga ever. I'm gonna give him credit for it. I'm gonna give him some respect for it. At least he's admitting that, you know what? My ending was trash. I'm sorry. So I'm gonna just destroy the whole story. Literally destroy the whole story. He literally showed Paradis getting carpet bombed.
The leaks have been confirmed to be real. The leaks that were released this past week of the extra 8 pages of Attack on Titan chapter 139 that will be included in the upcoming volume 34 by Isayama the man himself. And it's unbelievable. The leaks were unbelievable from the beginning. Nobody believed them, but now there's no way to deny them. They're actually factually real. So let's go ahead and take a look at these leaks first, and then I'll tell you how I feel about them. So first leak, Mikasa, man. Canon. This is Jean and Mikasa. Let's zoom in on that. Jean and Mikasa's baby. All real. Jean and Mikasa. Jean the horse god. The stallion himself piped it down, man. He piped it down. He piped down Eren's girl. He piped down Eren's girl, and he's at the funeral. Not the funeral, the resting place. Like, oh, leave him a flower, babe. Now let's go home and make another baby. He piped her down. It's officially true. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. A family reunion. This is Grandma Mikasa right there. Grandma Mikasa being walked over by probably Grandpa Jean, you know, and her whole family generation to come and thank the genocider Eren Yeager. That's why they're going there. Her whole family. Imagine coming for generations to say thank you for killing all those people, my good friend. Generations. Are you for real? I can see if it was just her. I can see if it was just her and Armin. But she got generations. They don't even question. They're just like, yeah, who is this guy to you? What did he do, Grandma? Well, sit down, granddaughter. Let me tell you a story. So this is what happened. See, there were people over there who hated us. and he had the power of a Titan. What's a Titan, Grandma? Well, a Titan is a giant mystical creature. Okay, Grandma, what's a Titan got to do with this? Well, he could turn into one whenever he wanted to. And he was a special Titan because there were walls around here at one point that were keeping us all trapped. And he was able to use the Titans to go out and kill every human outside the world, but only up to 20% because he wasn't that evil. You know, he was just kind of evil. Let's go to his grave. Okay, Grandma, that sounds like fun. Okay, next leak, just to prove that it's Granny Mikasa, right? Just to prove it, she has the fucking scarf on. She still has the scarf, dude. I feel like at this point, the scarf would have like dematerialized or fell apart. She had to make a new one. This bitch made a new scarf. I'm not falling for it. She went home and she was like, this scarf's getting pretty old. I'm gonna make a new one. I'm not gonna tell nobody though. I'm gonna use the same fabric. I'm not gonna tell nobody. It's the same scarf. Armin's gonna be like, but Mikasa, this clearly is not the same. It's the same scarf, Armin. Shut up. Hey, you say so. Whatever you say, Mikasa. All right, whatever. The parody is destroyed. I don't know, it's just too blurry for me. I can't make out what this is, but it's confirmed that parody was destroyed. Parody is destroyed, not in a vision, but it's actually destroyed. It's actually destroyed in the story. What? So Eren achieved absolutely nothing. Oh wait, no, he did achieve something. Titans are gone, right? Titans are gone, guys. He achieved that. Oh, no, actually, never mind, because there's a Titan, there's a boy who finds a fucking tree in the wreckage of Parody, and the tree grows from the tree where Eren's head was. It's the same tree. It's the same fucking tree that Amir fell into and got the Titan powers. And she let Fritz die because Mikasa convinced her to. So that means that this shit never happened. So Titans never happened, but still, somehow this tree comes back. Somehow. Wow. So Attack on Titan as a story is officially dead. Is officially murdered. It's been officially killed. There's no redeeming it. There's no defending. There was no defending before. There is absolutely no logical defense that can be made for this. In order for this to happen, you had to sacrifice the entire story. Every single character before then sacrificed so this could happen. Eren's entire plan, motivation, sacrifice so this could happen. So Kodansha could keep milking the Attack on Titan brand. So that's what it's been this whole time, guys. None of this made sense to us because we were always missing this final piece. This final piece to the puzzle, and now we have it. The Attack on Titan ending puzzle. There was pieces of why was it garbage? Was Isayama? We tried to put in a piece, was Isayama being forced? Was the editor doing it? The pieces just didn't fit for me. It didn't fit into that last slot. And now I found the last piece. The last piece was greed. That fits perfectly in the slot. It just matches up perfectly. It was greed. That's all it was. All around greed, 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 greed. They didn't want to tell a timeless classic that would be remembered to the end of time, like Akira. They didn't want to do that. No, they wanted a series, a franchise that they could milk to the end of time. They could have your dumbass and my dumbass watching it until the day we die with no reason. No logic, no plot, no moral lesson, no investment, none of that. Just watch it and pay me and buy our merchandise. Sasageo. So people who want to defend Isayama as if he didn't have a say in his story, as if the contract said they could change the story to whatever they want it to be, whenever they want it to be, whenever they want to, they could change it whenever. That's what you're telling me the contract says? They could just change the story at any time, whenever they please? No, dude, he agreed to this. He agreed to this. They probably pay him how much he making the whole series just to change it to this garbage. Greed. Greed from Isayama, greed from Kodansha. Greed. He can't come out and say, oh, I didn't write this shit, or I didn't want it to be this way. This wasn't my original ending. He can't say that because then it's gonna take away from the brand name of Attack on Titan to the fucking sheeps who actually think that this was the intended ending of Attack on Titan. You have to keep the brand name. That's all this is about. Making sure that name stays relevant. Making sure that name continues on so they can continue to make profit off of it. And idiots will still read it because it says Attack on Titan on the title. This series is dead. You guys really think we're getting an anime open ending now? An anime only ending now? You really think so? There's no fucking way they're gonna make that because they don't care. This is proof. They don't give a fuck. The only thing they want is money. So they're gonna make the same goddamn ending and say, yup, guys, wait until the new one. You never know what's gonna happen. There's a whole new story now, new characters that could turn into Titans. It's just so sad, man. It's so sad. It's so sad to see a series like Attack on Titan get literally destroyed by greed, corporate greed. That's all it is. I thought maybe Attack on Titan would be different. But I guess I was wrong. I guess corporate greed wins again. It's actually insane. Now, the last thing I want to come at, the last people I want to come at is the defenders of this, the defenders of the ending of Attack on Titan, the original 139, and anyone who defends it now. So you understood that this was going to happen. You understood that this story was going to lead to a tree that Eren's head was planted near to grow into another tree that another character in the future could fall into, so he would become a Titan and then redo the Titan curse all over again. That's what you thought the story was leading towards? That's really what you thought? That was really the ending that you saw coming? You fucking absolute jackass. You really thought that this was what Attack on Titan was about? Attack on Titan wasn't about telling a finite story with strong characters, motivations, plot developments, plot twists, reasoning, logic, a story about humanity, what it means to be free, what it means to sacrifice, what it means to push too far, what it means to do whatever it takes. That's not what Attack on Titan was about all along. It was just about a cycle that never ends. It was just about having no reason to do anything at all. Eren did everything in this story for nothing. There's not one thing he achieved. Unbelievable. I would have been able to accept it if it was just Isayama just fucked up. People fuck up. I'll be mad, but people fuck up. But this right here, this ain't a fuck up. This is intentional. This is an intentional fuck you by everyone involved, including Isayama. Isayama is saying fuck you. Every one of the people out here who enjoy his story, every one of the people who loved it, every one of the people who shared it, every one of the people who were excited and anticipated to see it end, this is his fuck you. I want my money. You already made millions. You sold out your life's work, Isayama. You sold out your life's work. How much did they pay you where it was worth it? Can't put a price on timeless. Can't put a price on that.
Attack on Titan got a new ending. What are my thoughts? How do I feel about Attack on Titan's new ending? It's even worse. It's even worse. There is some good in there, but for the most part, it's awful and really just complicates everything even more, unnecessarily complicates things to where we don't need it, and there was so much wasted potential in these pages that were added that could have added so much more to characters and more epilogue. But no, we didn't get that. Honestly, the whole point of the final pages that were added was just to say, guess what, guys? Attack on Titan 2 coming out. We basically have a whole Boruto situation. We're gonna have a continuation, everything that, you know, the story tried to do with the cycle of hatred and how it's basically worthless, and Eren died for pretty much nothing, everybody else died for pretty much nothing. Don't worry, it's gonna start back up again with part 2. Get ready for that. That's basically what the added pages do. So basically, you have the whole Paradise Island, it gets destroyed. Legitimately destroyed. Like, I'm showing you the image. It gets destroyed by the 20% of humanity that remains, that was not on the island. They come back probably a few centuries later, because you can see the architecture of the buildings are different. You know, society has progressed, but a few centuries or generations later, they come back, they level Paradise. You can even see a panel right after that where you can see it's just rubble, it's desolated, there's nothing left but this sole single tree that's right there, which obviously was at the original ending of Attack on Titan where you saw Eren was buried there. That sole tree that just stands there. And then you see this descendant of Mikasa actually go up to the tree, and there's a hole in the tree, which is straight up the exact same thing as when Ymir went into the tree and got the Titan shifting power. So if this does not just straight up tell you that, like, oh, a sequel is coming, I don't know what else to say. Let's talk about the ramifications of this. What does this actually mean, and why do I think this ending is even worse than the original? That's saying a lot. So, we got to think about what Eren's objective was, what he was trying to do. His original goal was to kill all the Titans, get rid of the Titans. That was his objective, and obviously when he learned more about the world, it became less naive. He learned about what the Titans really were, where they came from, who the enemy was, etc. And we saw how Eren developed into a very interesting character after the time skip, with everything he learned. And with these pages I want to show you here, this is when Eren's character really started to unfold in everybody's eyes. We got to actually see what Eren was, and how he was a driving force to everything at that very point. This villain, this monster that was really orchestrating everybody to go down this certain path for he can have the ending that he wants. An ending to where Paradis is free, the world has had a rumbling and everything. Titans are gone. Everything about this page, these pages I'm probably showing you, basically showcases at Eren what he was fighting for and why people fell in love with him. And even though we understood the context of it and that he was the cause for a lot of deaths, what made this so impactful is that Eren was so driven for freedom. He was so driven to get rid of his opponent that he was willing to do these despicable things. And the thing is, that's what made it so interesting. We had our main character turn basically into an antagonist. So we fast forward a few chapters. He pretty much didn't get to finish his objective. At the same time, it is revealed in the last chapter, not the extra pages, that he was the very reason he had so much anger and animosity towards Titans. He literally sent the Titan to kill his mother, which really says a lot. The implications of that is insane. He allowed Bert to live to get rid of his mother, to allow himself to get angry, and then lead the spiral of all of these events that happened to this very point. So every individual character that died was thanks to Eren, because he created his own self to be angry. He literally caused all the problems. Every single individual problem that happened was thanks to Eren. So you think if you want to go this far to do what you have done, you think you would have a good conclusion. But no, Eren didn't even have an idea in mind. He literally was an idiot in the very end. He straight up wiped out so many of humanity and left them alive where they can turn around, come back, and destroy Paradise Island with these new pages. Which basically meant that everything he sacrificed was for nothing. Now, I know people are gonna back up and start talking about, yeah, maybe Paradise a few centuries down the road is gonna get destroyed. I will level with you, and we'll talk about the present that he saved. Mikasa getting to live to an old age, John literally getting with Mikasa, and oh my goodness. But basically, with him saving that present day, this is pretty much what Eren did. He decided, in his big brain he has with the final chapter, like, guess what, guys? I'm gonna cause all of the problems we experience throughout the series. I'm gonna kill about, let's say about 26 of you. So there's going to be about 4 of you left out of 30. So that means that even though I care about all of you individually equally, I want to sacrifice basically majority of you, 2/3 of you guys, to be able to have a select few live on. And then once they live on to an old age and their children's children, their children or whatever, they're going to suffer. They're going to die. But don't worry about them. I don't care about them. I'm not trying to break that cycle. I'm just trying to save a few of you. And you guys get to live on while everybody else gets to suffer. Even the children of your, the people I care about. They're going to suffer too. That's what Eren did. That is literally what Eren did, okay? So he literally gave no craps about Mikasa's future and her children's future, the grandchildren. He literally created an entire cycle again of people just suffering, generation after generation after generation. He is no better than King Fritz and Ymir and what they did throughout their 2,000 years of history. Let's look at this line right here. You see Eren get angry when the founder is like, oh, people need to live in ignorance and all that. I mean, you see the father, Grisha, he starts talking like, people deserve to know, to be able to learn from the mistakes and all that, not live in ignorance. We need to know these things. And you see Eren agreeing with him and getting more and more angrier at the founding Titan, basically saying, nah, they need to be in ignorance. And I'm thinking to myself like, Eren, you literally just did the exact same thing. You literally did the exact same thing. You created the exact same situation. The reason why this is emphasized even more is because the child of Mikasa, or the grandchild of Mikasa, enters into a tree to become Ymir. Do you not see what's wrong with this? Eren literally cursed Mikasa's bloodline to suffer like Ymir suffered, and the Eldians suffered. Do you not see what's wrong with that? Once again, this conclusion basically says everything Eren did throughout his life was worthless. Everything he accomplished, everything he did was straight up worthless. And he just created the exact same situation once again. He did. Just created the exact same situation. This page. Been saving this one. So Mikasa gets to see Ymir in the mist after she's carrying Eren's head. And basically she's like, thanks to your children being around is why I'm here right now. So in that moment, it's pretty much implied that two things either happened. Ymir didn't protect King Fritz, and he actually did in fact get impelled, which opens up a whole huge controversy, retcons and everything, which I'll talk about in a second. Or it's her falsifying her own memories. Whatever the case may be, it's not properly explained. It's a very poor way to kind of emphasize these elements, because if you're wanting to imply maybe this is a what-if scenario, there's better ways to go about it. Everything about the scene is not properly conveyed to the reader, which is a very bad thing, which leads to a lot of mistakes, leads to a lot of people misinterpreting it. If it isn't a what-if, let me explain why this is bad. Thanks to her dying for King Fritz and dying that day, it set the whole time limit for Titan Shifters, 13 years. It allowed us to find out how the Titan power is passed down. For instance, Ymir's children devoured her very spine to pass on the power, and then the 9 Titans were created. And we know the original children were named after the individual walls. There's so much about this that is retconned, if that is indeed the case. This is why it's bad that it wasn't conveyed properly to say that this is a what if. She didn't do that. That's the problem here. Now I'm in a position to where either or can happen. And that's bad. That's really bad. Because if that in fact means that if she didn't take the spear, how were the Titans created? Why was she alive? Like, only alive for 13 years, and all other Titan shifters are alive for 13 years. There's so much bad about that. I am just flabbergasted. But the problems continue. John and Mikasa. I don't give a crap who ends up with who. And honestly, the story was never about romance to begin with. Obviously, Isayama thinks differently now, because the ending is supposed to be a romance, which is just like, okay. So John, he gets with Mikasa. He has a child. But you know what's sad about this? Mikasa never moved on. And let me explain why she never moved on. She literally visited this man's grave, Eren's grave, pretty much yearly, to the point where she had children, grandchildren, as old age feeble, and she gets buried next to him and dies. And dies with his scarf. Basically admitting that every time she was around John, she was like, oh, you're just someone I just am with out of circumstance. I didn't really want to be with you. And it makes the whole situation very sad. It turns John's entire character into just something pathetic. He's with someone that literally couldn't give up or let go of Eren, and she even gets buried next to him. It's just like, what? It's just, even the ending of Bird Eren was better, because at least left with Mikasa with a smile where she might be able to move on. But with that, it just makes it so pitiful. It's so pitiful for John's character to turn out like that and be with someone that literally just did not move on. Ugh. Here's the thing. There was a few things that came out from the editorial department, apparently, the magazine, and I'm going to show it on screen. Basically, it's implied that there is going to be a continuation. Definitely. I mean, it was already clear enough, as is with the final pages, but it's pretty much certain that we're going to be getting a Boruto situation with Attack on Titan. So this means that Eren's entire character got assassinated, and Mikasa's character ruined. The ending of Attack on Titan basically was pointless. The entire journey of the story was pointless, just for you to get a continuation. Do you not see what's wrong with that? It's just like, if that really is the case, then this means behind the scenes, Isayama was basically forced to ruin his series. He was forced to ruin it just so he can have a continuation. So, just Attack on Titan. It's sad to see a series that it started off so strong, kept getting better, and turned into what it is now. This ending really makes everything worse. The fact that Paradis literally gets destroyed and Eren sacrificed basically 2/3 of his comrades just to save a select few and then screw over their children and their children's children. It's just like, just no. Eren literally, he did the exact same thing as King Fritz. Nothing changed. Everything is the exact same. And this is why I don't usually like the cycle of hatred being a part of a story and the main concept, because all it really does is say like, oh, nothing's gonna change. Same thing's gonna happen. That's literally it. I dislike that type of storytelling because it's just like, okay, so it makes everything else not matter in the end. All this struggle, all this fighting doesn't matter. And yes, it is human nature and we do that stuff. But it's like, even then, it's just, there's so much more you can do with a story. There's so much more. And even the fact that the Titans are still around, that removes the very thing that Eren fought for. Titans came back, which basically means that anything that Eren wanted to accomplish, his main objective He didn't even get that. He didn't even get what he wanted from his main objective. He did not kill all the Titans. They survived. So he didn't even accomplish his main objective, which I praised with the finale of the original ending. He did not even get that ending. Now do you see why this finale is bad? The Titans live on, and Eren literally accomplished nothing. Even if the cycle of hatred continues, he didn't even get rid of the Titans. That's the problem.
New Attack on Titan pages that came out for the last chapter. 8 or so pages here that help add a little bit more context to the ending. And I thought that since my last video got the most views ever, make another one that just told you guys how I felt about this. So yeah, let's get into it. We get Mikasa holding Eren's head, and she basically starts to walk back, and Ymir shows up this time. And she gets kind of back into a little bit of a conversation, saying something along the lines of like, oh, it was you, you know, you were the one peeking into my head all this time, and you can't get back what you lost, thank you, yada yada. Basically doubling down on the already established Mikasa was the plot thing. Didn't really care for this, to be honest. Didn't really change anything. It was just kind of just like, yeah, that would probably, I think on the read, it would make it seem like less like out of nowhere, but not really. So the next panel, we have Mikasa showing up at the grave, at Eren's grave, right? Oh no, but she has her husband and child, right? It's just a picture from her from behind, but we got the husband and child. Oh god. So like the whole part in chapter 139 where Eren breaks down over Mikasa was like a huge kick in the nuts for any Eren fan, right? And we also got the line of, you know, Armin rubbing it in, you know, saying, you know, maybe she'll end up with a great man or something. Bro, it looks like John. Like, be real. It looks like John. Even if it's not, your options are it's John or it's some random dude. Dude, I thought that the people that shipped Eren and Mikasa were the only ones left who liked this show. Like, how how did he do this to them, bro? That was dirty. But yeah, so Mikasa just, you know, she moved on. She has a kid, you know, pressing F to pay respects for Eren, and we get some closure there, you know. She lives her life, and I guess she dies normally. We get a little picture of her. It looks like surrounded by flowers with the little scarf. So I'm assuming that's her in like a little coffin. We're saying, you know, she died peacefully. And then we get a little flash forward, and Paradise is just getting leveled by stealth bombers. Okay, the stealth bombers. Okay, so they're just nuking Paradise. So Paradise is donezo. Okay, so I just want to put it out there that I have seen some of the Isayama interviews, or at least read translated versions of them, and I'm aware he's a big fan of the movie The Mist, you know, of just the tragic ending type shit. But basically, it's the worst possible end for the main character, where everything he tries to do is in vain. It was a lot to digest as a reader. Basically, what it means is that Eren was correct, though. Like, no matter how you look at it, Eren tried to wipe out everyone. The Avengers stopped him, and as a result, Paradise just gets wiped out. And the reason they get wiped out is due to this cycle of hatred, because they're sowing seeds of revenge, you know? That was a really big piece to me. So, like, the way the ending was before was, like, Armin shows up, gives him the little talk no jutsu, and then everyone's good, right? Yeah, that makes no sense. Obviously, if you have, a nation left over named after the dude that just genocided 80% of the world, people will want to take revenge, and they do, which makes sense, right? Cycle of hatred. Good job. I liked what he did with that. This acknowledges that it was destined to happen again, and as long as people remained alive, you know, that's, like, you just had to let Eren do his thing, but, you know, letting him do his thing was kind of bad. I just wanted to say that while it was in vain and it makes everything what Eren did, like, almost pointless, I like it. Like, I actually just like it. Like, I was like, okay, cool. So now we get a flash forward again. And we get Mikasa's kid, who is now exploring the ruins of Paradise, and he gets led to this giant tree again. And we've seen this tree before. It's the tree that Ymir stumbled into to discover the Titan powers. Now, one of the things I had an issue with was that the big worm alien that got introduced randomly also left just randomly. So everyone was like, you know, where the fuck did the worm go? Where's the worm at? So he's chilling in the tree, I'm guessing. You know, I'm guessing the story just starts over again, and we will have, because this is an obvious parallel to Ymir and then Mikasa's child, right? So now we have this, and yeah, it's just setting up for a season 2, right? Or a sequel? Yeah, I don't know. It's poetic to say the least, right? It's poetic to say the least. If this was all in the chapter at the very start, I would have had a much less volatile reaction to it, but not really. All of this being said, it was definitely not enough to change my mind about the ending. Hell no, it was not. While I do really like the themes of the story, and that with this they're no longer just axed or anything like that, I was looking for retcons in like the first half of the chapter. Because at the end of the day, even if Eren was right and he still had that like complete character breakdown out of nowhere, claims to do all this shit for Mikasa, and Mikasa was just the plot, and then like Ymir was also the plot, but it was just like out of nowhere, it's just like, yeah, I'm not feeling it, dude, and none of this really changes any of that. So yeah, ever since like the basement reveal, I thought the basement reveal sucked ass. And I wanted to drop it, but I gave it a chance. And I was glad I gave it a chance because Eren turned into like the coolest fucking character. So at this point, like I'm already invested 90 chapters or so. I just wanted to see, you know, how it would, pan out. And then it turns out that, all that interesting shit that Eren does was a prank. So yeah. At the end of the day, none of that really changed. As far as the extra pages go, these have just been my thoughts on them.
Hey guys. Oh, this is getting to be too much. I was told, what do I think about the leaks? And guys, I cannot keep it together. Oh my goodness. I want to gouge my eyes out. Like, I feel sick. But the one thing I can say, oh, Arahisu shippers, you stupid, immature, rom-com lovers. Oh, you're just mad because your ship didn't sail. You're just mad because your OTP wasn't canon. Oh, ha ha ha. I would love for all those people who commented stuff like that to watch this video. Oh my god, y'all must be feeling salty. Oh my goodness. This ending feels like everything was done for nothing, right? I made a video right after I Don't Know Anything made a video where I basically said everything was done for nothing. You ripped Eren off. Isayama hates Eren. He does. He hates Eren. There's no other, explanation besides Isayama hating Eren. Because this ending takes everything from him. The leaks basically are Mikasa x Jean is canon. It appears, right? These are alleged leaks. And it appears in these alleged leaks, Mikasa and Jean and their kids go visit Eren's grave. Great. We get 2 panels of Eren's grave and barely anything. No Yelena at all. This is a train wreck. It's a shame that the ending of your manga has to open more questions than it solves anything, right? And then it's just gonna feel so disgusting because he's obviously option number 2, right? She can't have Eren. She killed him. So she goes for the next best thing. Just, John, here's somebody who already likes me. Might as well, right? Paradis Island was destroyed and the power of the Titans didn't disappear. Like I said in my first video, it just feels like this whole series was for nothing. Ending defenders, Isayama fanboys were like, Eren did the best possible thing. Eren did... oh my goodness, he gave Paradis a fighting chance. Eren was definitely lying to himself in his inner monologue. He was definitely lying to himself. He didn't want to eradicate everybody out of the walls to save his people. All he wanted was to get rid of the Titans. That's all he wanted. That's all he set out to do. So he's done it. So this ending is perfect. It's great. This is the best ending ever. Isayama, I love you. What you gonna say now? What is it now? I cannot wait to see how they're gonna defend this. I cannot wait to see how they are going to defend this. How are they going to defend it? How are they going to defend this? How can you defend this? Everything was for nothing. Eren accomplished nothing. That's how I know. Since this is so nonsensical, I know 100% that this is not the original ending. Because it doesn't make sense. Because it does not make sense. Here is this mangaka with airtight writing. When he started writing this series, he already knew how it was going to end. And that is how it is impossible for the entire fandom to be seeing patterns where they don't exist. Not the entire fandom, my bad. Sorry, the smart people. So the Arahisu shippers and then the ANR people, right? The smart people of the fandom. If you noticed the buildup between their relationship and you knew that it made sense for Eren to be the father, and you knew that it made sense for Eren's character to eradicate the entire world outside world, not 80%, and you know that he never intended to go for this Code Geass, Walmart Lelouch crap tard ending. You're one of the smart people in the fandom, and you're not seeing patterns where they don't exist. You're seeing patterns that were laid out by a great writer. I don't know what happened. There's rumors of him going through Reddit. Well, that's true, actually. That's proven. Going through Reddit, going online, checking out what the fandom's saying. He decided, hey, this ending has to change. The fandom, he wasn't expecting Attack on Titan to get so popular, so he had to change the ending. To this? This is what you changed the ending to? Because you felt your original ending wouldn't be fair to the readers, and you felt your original ending was irresponsible. Now, these are quotes you can find in his previous interviews. You know what that means? That means he thought, hey, this story looks pro-genocide, right? Here's a story where I have Nazi symbolism. I have Jewish allegory, right? World War II Jew type allegory, right? For me to basically have for me to depict a successful genocide in which our main beloved cast can now live freely, it leaves a bad taste in some's mouth. I do get it, because it looks a little pro-genocide, especially to you babies who can't really think deeply, right? This is a story where the outside world genocide is the only thing that makes sense. And we have affirmation of that because of this ending that we get here now. Paradis Island wiped out. That's why Wormcoon went poof, because he wasn't destroyed. Now everybody commenting, he's a water-based parasite. That's why he just disappeared without the host. Now what's the story? Now what is it? He didn't go poof. He didn't disappear. He's still alive and he's still making Titans. Now what? And Paradis Island is still flattened out. Now what? Where are you guys at now? Where are you at now? The retconning of Eren and Historia were the biggest mistakes in this manga, but it was the only way he can give us a different ending. Please the masses? This ain't pleasing nobody. And if it is, I don't know what to say about you. If this ending is good to you. Even the previous, before these alleged leaks, right? You're weird because you allowed a ship to overshadow all the themes in Attack on Titan. You allowed a ship to completely change the tone and the direction of a story. That was you. You're weird. You're watching for the ship. The retconning of Eren and Historia allowed for this shit ending to occur. Eren did know why he was doing the rumbling. He did! The whole time! And he knew so well. He got Grisha to give him the coordinate or whatever the fuck. He knew so well. He knew the whole time. There is no way it's a bait and switch. Are you gonna sit here and accept that Isayama and Eren himself, the character, was lying to you the whole time? Isayama was lying in his interviews for years. Eren was lying in his inner monologue for years. This guy who ripped his thumbs off, breaking the chains in the path when he freed Ymir. Listen to me. He freed Ymir when he did that. She was free. But oh no, now she's the one who wants to be in path. She wants all of this because she can't let go of her burning love. This story was about love the whole time. You didn't know? This story was about unrequited, undeserved love. It's beautiful. We get themes of that throughout the whole story. Look at this screenshot of Eren looking at Mikasa, of Eren brushing Mikasa's hair back. You didn't see that this was the theme of the story all along? No, the theme of the story was much bigger than that. The themes and the tones was freedom. Humanity's fight for freedom. It was much bigger than the ships. It always has been.
We're here to talk about Attack on Titan chapter 139.5, I guess is what people calling it. But for anyone unaware, Hajime Isayama, he released 8 extra pages to the final chapter. The pages have leaked, and now this whole discussion that we all thought we were done with is back to life once again. And if you want to know my thoughts on the ending beforehand, I do have a whole video about it. So first of all, there's a scene with Ymir and Mikasa where we find out that actually the reason she's been getting these headaches all this time is because Ymir has been peeking into her brain through paths, because fuck it, why not? The real juice, the real meat comes right at the end where we thought we saw everything there was to see. Now we have 4 additional pages afterwards. And boy, is there a lot to talk about in those 4 pages. So we find out that, yeah, Mikasa did essentially get to live happily ever after with Jean, apparently. Yeah, I'm not really mad about that, to be honest. I mean, you know, Eren's dead, life goes on, you get over it, right? And it ain't gonna eat itself. You got some horse dick on standby, you might as well do the business. Mikasa's been having kids, Paradis is doing okay, and then she dies and Paradis gets bombed to shit. And then the tree fucking grows, and the implication is that the Curse of the Titans will live on somehow. He didn't officially confirm it, but come on, what else? Why else is this here? The tree that originally created the Curse of the Titans, you know, the worm thing. I'm not gonna say fucking hallucinogen or whatever the fuck, alright? I'm calling it the worm thing. That thing was originally in a tree just like this. Ymir fell in the pool, and that unfortunate circumstance led to the entire story that we had. So now the tree is back, which suggests that it could happen again. The real question is how this plays into the themes of Attack on Titan. And you know, your boy has been saying the same tired old shit for years now. Cycle of hatred, cycle of hatred. So did Eren succeed? Well, I guess in the sense that his friends got to live happily ever after, but did he succeed? Well, it's hard to say, really. I mean, somebody surely survived on Paradis, because that little kid and his dog found the tree again. The problems that I had are still there. Does it make it worse? Yeah, I guess it makes it a little stronger. If Isayama was going for a very realistic and kind of gritty ending, because like Eren did all of this and he still couldn't really save Paradis in the long term, well, the ending doesn't really reflect that tone, because everyone's all sappy and happy and they're all like, yay, Eren, oh, we feel so bad for you. Like, bro, this man just killed 80% of the world. Why do you feel bad for him? And if the tone is like, oh, poor Eren, he was trapped by his own fate all along, which is a part of the story for sure, well, that still takes away from the impact of his decisions, because in order for you to feel bad for someone who did a genocide, you would have to admit that they had no control over the decision. And if they had no control over the decision, it takes away from the sociological elements of the series. You know, history is a series of cause and effect. Every effect has a cause. Instead of it being a sociological cause that led to Eren making that decision, it's actually because he was trapped by his own fate. I'm not really a fan of that. I don't want to redo my entire video that I already made about it. So if you want to hear why exactly I feel that way, please watch that. As far as these extra pages go, it just kind of reaffirms the feeling I already had. Like, oh wow, so it was really all for nothing. The end result that you're showing us is that it was all for nothing. We can't be happy about the fact that his friends got to live, because we saw what happened right after that, and the fucking Curse of the Titans is probably back too. What are you trying to go for, Isayama? Honestly, I'm just getting like tonal whiplash at this point, right? Because like, imagine you read this version of the chapter first, right? So you get to the Armin talk no jutsu part, and it kind of gives off like a hopeful vibe, like, yeah, all this bad stuff happened, but now we can make the best of it. Which, if we ignore the problems with that whole setup in the first place, and then we get the goofy ass stuff like Reiner sniffing Historia's letter, and like the symbolism of the bird, now Eren is free in his own death, kind of going for a hopeful tone, and then you just fucking shit on it again. What am I supposed to feel? I don't know what you're trying to make me feel, Isayama. I'm so confused.
If Eren dies, Paradise will sink under a sea of blood. The entire world will take vengeance on us. Your parents, your siblings, your children, they'll all be slaughtered. Devote your hearts. Everyone, the island will be killed. Our devil is our only hope. Ah, yes, this panel. Mysterious man with Mikasa. And time has passed. Mikasa's older. That certainly is Jean. Obviously, I can't say that 100% because there is no proof. But it's pretty obvious considering we had an entire vision given to us of Jean imagining his life with Mikasa. Storytelling-wise, it would just make sense that this is Jean. I think Mikasa was horsed. Does this make Eren more of a pathetic simp? I would say yes. Yes, it does, because please, I don't want Mikasa to think of anybody but me. And then what happened? And then we have Paradise being destroyed. So, two things. Obviously, a lot more time has passed. The planes look to be some type of bomber type thing. So the world's finally taking care of Paradise. Is this Eren's tree here? Boy or girl with the doggo going into the tree to presumably discover another worm-coon, and the cycle of violence continues. What do we think, everybody? The first thing I can tell you, Flock was right. The Alliance are stupid, stupid people. You doomed your own people. They might as well have taken the bombs themselves and dropped them on Paradise, because that's what you did. You allowed this to happen. Bravo to Isayama for doing this. He set out clear rules, and you Alliance supporters were too stupid to understand them. These were the rules that were laid out by the author of the story, Isayama. The world hates Eldians. The world will kill the Eldians unless that world no longer exists. In this case, you needed to disregard your feelings. It's us or it's them. And the Alliance decided it's them. So guess what happens? World kills Eldians. This was all predictable. Our genius boy wonder Armin couldn't figure this out? I guess he's not so much of a genius after all. Just like Hanj telling Flock, "You're right, but maybe in the future it won't be that way." No, you bitch. It will be that way. Everybody's dead. The one person who understood this more than anybody was Eren's father, which is why the scene of him coming to help Armin makes absolutely no goddamn sense, because he knew what would happen, and it did happen. You can cry all you want, "Oh, well, EM won in the end." Nobody gives a because it doesn't matter. All the ancestors are dead unless we have this one random little boy or girl who's doomed to be a Titan.
And if this is legit, I'll just be straight up and honest with you. This makes the Attack on Titan ending that a lot of people don't like even worse. Like, the ending of Attack on Titan is worse than you thought. Hajime Isayama was going to do an updated ending. He was going to extend it. He was going to add more information. He was going to do something. I thought that it would be for the benefit of the franchise, for the benefit of the series, and for the benefit of the finale. But this ain't it, fam. This ain't it, chief. Let's take a look at these. Mikasa brings her husband and kids to visit Eren's grave. You could be subjective about it. Like, on one hand, Mikasa's liberated, and at this point, if this is legit, she's moved past the whole Eren, I'm obsessed with Eren thing. She actually ended up having a happy ending. It also goes in line with the whole thing of her trying to break the cycle that the founding Titan Ymir was stuck in, so that would actually benefit that. On the other hand, it's like, yo fam, you bringing your husband and children to the gravesite of your former lover? Like, I don't know how the husband would feel. I mean, imagine somebody telling you, hey, let's go visit some dude that I wanted to get pounded by in the grave, and we didn't even really have an official date, but I really had it. I was down bad for homie. I would be like, bitch. And here's the second kicker. Are you ready for this? Apparently the back of the husband looks like John. It looks like Mikasa x John is canon. The ship, that one, and I want to barf everywhere. Again, this also is subjective. I would argue maybe a little bit more leaning towards objectivity of the fact that we never seen Mikasa reciprocate any feelings towards him. Also the fact that he is definitely second string. It's because Mikasa couldn't get with Eren that she ultimately settles for John, if this is the case. But it does make a little more sense why she would bring her husband to the graveside of Eren if her husband is John, who also knew Eren. So it's kind of like they're visiting an old friend, but also, damn man, the L's of Eren. She ended up getting with his nemesis John. He's in the grave. She's coming to visit him in his grave with John, and she had kids with John. Wow, Isayama, did you not like Eren towards the end? What happened there? But the third one, the third of these spoilers is objectively no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Horrible, bad, horrendous. I don't like it. I think it's just disrespectful to the story. And yeah, it seems like Isayama was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna apologize. And because y'all harassed me and made me feel bad, you know, I'm gonna shit on this fucking story. Because according to the third one, it says, Paradis was destroyed by war. Titan's powers did not disappear. So everything that Eren fought for, loved, worshipped, appreciated, thought was for nothing. That's right, folks. Paradis destroyed. You know, the whole goal of Eren to liberate Paradis, you know, freedom. You know, he started this whole war, did the rumbling, you know, crushed 80% of the world, you know, for nothing. Hey, for nothing. And, you know, the powers, the Titan powers, that was one of the main things that he was trying to get rid of. At least, like, yeah, you know, Eldians, now that they won't be persecuted and shit like that. No, there's still Titan powers out there, you know. I mean, granted, I'm sure Kodansha is like, because that means now we could have a spin-off sequel.
To get this started, I'm just going to go straight into it. If you like this ending, 139, or the extra pages, you never cared about a well-written story, never cared about characters or dialogue. This is a super unpopular opinion for the most part, because most people seem to enjoy the Attack on Titan ending, but to say that 139 or the final stretch of chapters after the rumbling is subjectively good and everyone has their opinion is just a way for very stupid people to justify the very clear absence of critical thinking and logical decisions that Isayama made when he was writing the last arc, especially the last volume, which include the worst chapters of all time, 136 to 139 plus 139 and a half. Not only was it rushed, it was carelessly planned out. It didn't have any substance or weight in the story. The writing was not on par with everything that came before. Too much time was spent on useless characters, unnecessary subplots, cringy scenes and forced parallels, ass pools, plot armor, plot convenience, and lack of explanation for certain key events or any type of cohesive plot in future, and it was just pure fan service. For example, how did no one in the Alliance die? Connie and Armin, for example, were confronting Samuel and Daz. Connie should have died there. I'm sorry, he should have died. Annie should have died. Reiner should have died. Levi should have died. Hanji did die, so she was like one of the only deaths of the Alliance. All of them should have died, or at least the vast majority of them. But moving on, it wasn't a satisfying payoff, nor the character arcs. Zeke, Historia, and Eren had the worst outcome and conclusion to their arcs that I've ever seen before in fiction. Zeke, after being an instrumental player for the entire series, is shafted and swayed by Armin to change his beliefs in a heartbeat after spending years orchestrating a self-destruction plan to end the Eldian race. After also pondering several decades in the past against Eren's resolve and trying to control Ymir Fritz, he was decapitated by Levi in the most anticlimactic and unsatisfying way after being absent for 90% of the rumbling. Eren, he was used as a plot device. After the ending, we were revealed that he was never in control of his actions and he was following a path that was set by Ymir, and that he saw that with the Attack on Titan's future memories. He was stripped away from his agency, and he had an out-of-character breakdown whining about Mikasa. Meanwhile, he ignored her for 99% of the anime and had almost zero romantic moments with her. His plans don't make any sense, and the explanation for why he did them are completely shallow. 80% of the population in the world died in vain, as Paradis was still destroyed years in the future, meaning that fulfilling the rumbling and fulfilling the Jaegerist original plan was entirely the correct thing to do. Flock was entirely correct. Everything makes no sense. Historia, written off the story. She was a plot device for Zeke to live longer, and her getting pregnant with a random farmer is humiliating, embarrassing, and almost outright sexist. The best female character in the story was reduced to being a baby machine and forced to marry her childhood bully is just disappointing and sloppy writing. Historia was supposed to be live for herself and be happy. That was the whole point of her character, especially after season 3 when she left her Krista title behind. Her conversations with Eren went nowhere, and she's just there. Karina Braun had more screen time and relevance than her, which is insulting to not only her character, but to her fans as well. The only reason ending defenders exist is because Eren had a breakdown declaring his love for Mikasa, which makes no sense, and we have this sickening comparison of Ymir being in love with King Fritz. And we have the most stupid and idiotic final of all time, where the main character is reduced to a shell of a man that seeks approval from the female main character as a way of redemption and humanization, which was a poorly done for the audience to forgive Eren, as if he's a tragic hero and had no other choice when there were options were available to him, but he chose to doom himself, his family, his friends, his descendants, his country, his race, everything. Terrible conclusion to Eren, terrible ending in general. Armin, Mikasa, Annie, and Connie, they have to be the worst characters of the series. Reiner and Levi had a stupid conclusion, nothing worth the praise. Levi is just a flanderization of Kill Monkey, and rather either just another punching bag for suffering, and then he ends with a sniff sniff. Completely ridiculous. Isayama doesn't give a single shit at the people who hate the ending, but he gives even less of a shit to the bootlickers who suck his dick for doing anything. Attack on Titan has the worst ending, or close to the worst ending of any anime ever, yet fangirls brainwashed by blind devotion, infatuation, and compulsive obsession are literal slaves to a manga and are oblivious to its flaws and faults. If you like this ending, all you care about is Mikasa love Eren, Eren loves Mikasa, Armin and Annie are a couple, power of friendship, Ymir loves Fritz, you are ignoring a 99.99% of the story. You don't care about substance, but a rom-com. You are the worst type of person.
So I got the official pages, not tech, not rumors. These are the pages of the extra ending of Attack on Titan. Yeah, we got the spoilers in, and I'ma just keep it all the way real. This is one of the most disappointing endings I've ever seen in my life. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, seeing these pages and what more it brought forth, wow. Holy shit. I'm just looking at these pages like, I can't even believe my eyes. I'm looking at it like it was somewhat reminiscent of what Demon Slayer did, and even people didn't like Demon Slayer's ending, but it made a little more sense and worked well, and it didn't overall destroy the foundation of things. For starters, we have the page, which a lot of people were saying were fake, yada yada. Well, we have the page of what looks like an old John and an older Mikasa looking at Eren's grave, and there's a big giant tree. You could argue how you feel about it. At the end of the day, yes, Mikasa needed to move on, even though Attack on Titan was never a love story throughout it, but the final theme became that it was a love story of getting over a man and moving forward by that way. But they're in a park and there's a city behind it, whatnot, whatever. And then you even see at one given point, it looks like her dead Japan because there's another fast forward, I'm imagining, and Mikasa gets buried, and seemingly, because remember I said a little bit ago that Mikasa the city girl, it looks like she was buried very close to the grave. She might have been buried right next to the grave. So Mikasa was with John for her entire life, still thinking about Eren till the very bitter end. The fact that she's old as shit visiting the grave and like, yo, I couldn't be a man, I couldn't live myself, that you went your whole entire life still thinking about that man. You in my bed imagining Eren? No. And then right after is the destruction of Paradis, pummeling down the city behind where the tree is at, essentially where Eren Yeager was buried, and you see just rubble, destruction and everything. So basically Paradis didn't escape the destruction. And you gotta imagine, you have to look at it like this, right? What Eren did, because him only flattening 80% of the world, he left the 20% that the generations to come are going to hate the Eldians, are going to be fearing of them, going to despise them, and here we are, nothing but a tree there. And then we get another page, the tree, all the rubble, and what looks like a little girl that looks like a little Mikasa with a dog behind her, clearly a descendant of sorts, maybe her granddaughter, her great-granddaughter, something along the lines of that, running towards the tree and standing in front of the tree, and it says Attack on Titan, the end. And get this, because she's standing in front of the tree, and if you compare it to when the original founding Titan Ymir was in front of the tree, essentially more than likely she's going to go inside the tree and remember what happened. Basically history is repeating itself yet again, because when Ymir went inside of the tree, that's when she got sucked in by the centipede and started everything over, and basically that's probably what's going to happen right there. Just obviously different circumstances. We don't know what's been going on with this girl other than a whole entire hometown, her whole village, everything seems to be destroyed, and she's probably gonna go inside there, and that's probably where the centipede been. Probably the centipede has been in Eren's head in that grave the entire time, and it's probably gonna take over, and that's where we're gonna get the spin-off, or it could be something totally different. Either way, yeah, it ends seemingly leaving off that, hey, a sequel is probably gonna happen, which money. The money dictated 99%, I'm almost guaranteeing, why we got this ending. Attack on Titan is a love story. I ain't even gonna front. What did you do, Isayama? Basically, everything once again was for nothing. The Titan powers is probably still there because that tree is probably harboring what Eren is, and history is going to repeat itself. And again, when we get the full dialogue, maybe it'll explain it, but this is just like, wow, this was a cash grab. The ending was a cash grab for whatever's to come next. I don't know if Isayama's gonna draw this potential sequel spinoff with this character, this Mikasa descendant and whatnot. Maybe he might not be in charge of it, but it's gonna happen. There's no way they allowing this to go down. This is Kodansha's biggest property, Attack on Titan. And yeah, it ends with Paradis Island being destroyed by, I'm imagining, probably Marleyan descendants. Mikasa being buried seemingly next to Eren's grave. Oh, one of the most disappointing endings, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, as time is going on, the Attack on Titan totality of the series, because of this, because it's changing the whole thematic structure, that it is a love story. I still can't even believe that Attack on Titan is really at its core a love story. Since when? Like, that was just a small element that's been around. Like, we've seen it here and there. That was just a subplot that overall became the main course at the very tiny end that doesn't make sense. Hogwash. I reject this ending. I don't like this ending. Eren did everything for nothing. Eren did everything for a spinoff. Eren did everything to fill Isayama's pockets, essentially.
Isayama, just stop talking, bro. Just stop talking. Can somebody take this man's phone away? Why are you still doing interviews saying the dumbest shit? What's wrong with this man? To think that I thought this was a modern genius. I thought this was a modern writing prodigy. I thought he had a story that he had thought of probably his whole life because he's an older dude, and he finally got a chance to tell it. I saw myself in Isayama because that's something that I want to do when I get older, when I have enough free time, when I'm done working and stuff. I would like to make my own story. But this guy, he didn't care the whole time. He was trashed the whole fucking time. So either he's lying right now in this interview, or everything that's good about Attack on Titan was a mistake. This new interview leaked from Zekin. At this point, if Zekin leaked it, it's fact. Zekin has been right 100% of the time. Let's go ahead and read this interview leak. This part is the part that pisses people off the most. The plot about Eren, Mikasa, and Armin have been planned out all along. It has been planned out all along, but Eren's "No, I don't want that" segment came to Yams when he was drawing the panels. Yams loves whiny Eren, so when he was drawing "No, I don't want that," he thought to himself, Eren is back. Eren is back. My boy. You have never drawn one single whiny panel of Eren in the whole entire manga, except for in 139. So how in the fuck is he back? There's a difference between being whiny and crying because some fucked up shit is going on. We're human. Human beings cry when things are bad. There's a difference between crying at a funeral and crying because you spilled some milk. Two different things. One is whining, one is reasonable, one is understandable. Eren crying because he's about to kill a little boy, an innocent little boy who did nothing to him, completely understandable. Eren crying because he found out that his father killed innocent children in order to give him the power that he got, and they wouldn't have died if it wasn't for him. In his mind, perfectly good reason to cry. His mother just died, perfectly good reason to cry. Hannes just died in front of him and he tried everything he could do to stop it, but he couldn't. Perfectly good reason to cry. I understand crying. Finding out that the whole world hates you and your whole entire life you thought maybe if you could make it to the ocean, you could finally have a speck of happiness, just to find out that it was all for nothing because the ocean means nothing. Crying about that? That's whining to you? So no one can ever cry then. If you ever cry under any situation, you're whiny, according to Isayama. You fucking little bitch. You don't understand your own character. You wrote this motherfucker. You telling me that what you're telling me right now is you made Eren by accident. I fell in love with a character that you made by accident. You don't understand your own fucking character. Eren is back. That was never Eren. The earliest we have of him in the story was him stabbing a fucking grown-ass man. He wasn't whining that Mikasa was in trouble. Oh, please let her go. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Just shut the fuck up. Please shut the fuck up. Please. Just accept that the ending was dog shit and move the fuck on with your life. Please. You son of a bitch, please move on. I'm trying to move on, but every time you say dumb shit like this, it makes me feel like 139 was dropped again. Shut the fuck up. It's like if someone you're in a relationship with someone and they cheat on you and they do you so dirty and then they text you like, hey, remember that time when we hung out? Like, shut the fuck up. Just shut up. I don't want to hear anything you have to say. Be quiet. Fuck, dude. I could not believe when I read this shit. I could not believe it.